お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Welcome duelists from all across the globe. I'm Gamma from Team Omega Summon, praise the Omega. And we are here with the nice guy and most debatably and arguably the most talented man on our team, Alpha. Say hello, Alpha.
Good day.
Good day. Let's be
Nice.
And today we're going to show him his first deck profile. What deck profile will that be?
The Weather Painters.
The Weather Painters, a deck that I absolutely despise for a number of reasons, but we'll get to that later in a moment. So are you ready, Alpha?
I'm ready. Let's begin.
So let's begin with the deck profile of Weather Painters.
Yes, alright, so let's start. First with the monsters. We play, of course, 3 of the snow. It's the basic searcher of the deck. Well, it actually speaks for itself. It searches the cards, it places them in your extra deck or in your spell and trap zone. Then we have 3 of these, also very important. Once per turn they can destroy one of your continuous spell traps and then set one directly from your deck, a Weather Painter spell or trap card. It's also really handy and
Nice.
really nice, yeah, nice, of course. Then we play 3 of these guys. These are the fire ones. These are the ones that you can resound from the graveyard by destroying one of your own the Weather Painter spell trap cards. It's really handy for summoning the Link monster. If you make a Link monster, you use 3 of these cards, 3 of the Weather Painter cards. So having these in the graveyard, you will be able to get some extra monsters on the field to use the Link monster effect. And let's see. Then we play 1 of these.
Why only one of those and 3 of the others?
Well, it's a good card. It has the effect that when one of the Weather Painter cards leaves the field, you are able to target multiple the Weather Painter spell traps in your graveyard and set them on the field, or activate them actually on the field. But it's the lowest attack, and all of the others are actually more, yeah, they're just better than this one. This one is only when you're in a late game, so you don't want to draw this too much. And you can easily search this with multiple cards in this deck. So. And that's it for the monsters of the Weather Painter monsters. Then we play 3 Gamma Seals. You use the spell cards to bounce this one back to the hand, so you can repeatedly use this card to get rid of problem monsters like really big beat sticks that are untargetable and those kind of things.
And you're wondering why I hate this deck?
Yes, well, yeah, this is one of the reasons. Resplashable kaijus. And then play 2 Ghost Ogres. I didn't want to make this deck too competitive, so I didn't leave in any Ash, and I'll come to that later. And then let's go to the spells. You play 3 of these. This is the basic searcher of the deck. Allows you to tribute one of the Weather Painter monsters, and then search any the weather card from your deck straight to your hand.
Monsters and spells? Or?
Monsters and spells, yes.
Ooh.
It can even search itself. Not that you want to, because it has a downside. When you search with this card, after the resolve of the effect, you won't be able to search any cards for the rest of the turn.
Oh, so no, like, except for weather cards.
Yes, but the nice thing is, nice, yes, very nice, is that you can do this in either player's turn, so you can search 2 cards before your opponent even has begun their turn. Then we play 3 of these. So this one halves your opponent monsters, or your own. I actually used this on the casual about 3 weeks ago. You can have a monster on the field, and then it's able to attack directly. So that's
yeah, I remember.
Comes in handy if your opponent plays a grind game. You can just. I was playing against crawlers. He had a lot of face downs, and so I just halved every of my monster and attacked directly.
Yeah, I know, Alpha. I was there. You faced off against me. Remember?
Yes, that's true. I also did that against Gamma. Yes.
Yeah, I was playing Ancient Gears then.
And then I play 1 of these. This is a bouncer for spell trap cards. Depending on what you're playing against, this can become in handy. But yeah, you can play multiple in your side deck if you really play against back row heavy decks. And then last for the spell cards, I play 1 for Hall of the Fallen. It allows you to special summon a fairy from your hand when you have no monsters on the field. So it's really handy when you use the spell cards. You can summon a monster, use one of the search spells to search a card. Then there's no monster on the field. You can use this to summon the monster that you searched, and then use that one again. So they have 2 monsters on the field. So it's spam. Then we go to the traps. we play 3 Drowning Mirror Forces. Because of all of your monsters you can tribute for cost, so you never have monsters on the field. Occasionally you might have some link monsters or synchros on the field, but that's mostly to push for games, so then you won't be needing these anyway. So yeah, you don't have monsters on the field, so if your opponent runs into this, then usually they don't have anything and they will just lose their entire board.
Except for Ancient Gears, which says that you cannot activate when they attack.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, if you attack with Ancient Gears, then you need another card. I will come to that later. Then I played 2 of these. This is actually the Weather Painter trap card that you use. This one bounces your opponent's monster when it battles. So one of your Weather Painters battles with a monster. You can use this effect and then bounce that opponent's monster that is battles, and then banish your monster. So you can use this really well with Kaijus, of course. Then we go to this card, Add Spell Fragrance. Usually you just activate them from your deck, the spell cards, or you already have them face up on the field, and this card's just really annoying for a lot of decks. So.
And it basically shuts down all Pendulum decks.
Yeah, that's really. Yeah, it's annoying to play against Pendulum, so having this card in your main is really good. And you can use your light monster to destroy this if you if you're getting rid of it, so that you can use one of the others in your deck. And then I played 2 of these, so this is the one that Gamma also dislikes very much, because I actually stole the game from him with this card. I'm seeing him on the side of the face.
Well, honestly, there are lots of cards that I hate. I can't remember ever explicitly saying that I hate this card, but I can understand my reasoning why for it.
Yeah, so I drew 2 of these in my final game against Gamma, and it left me with 1,000 life points, but I did manage to win the game. Then we play 1 Skill Drain. Because of your monsters, they already tribute themselves for cost when using the Weather Painter cards, so they're not face up on the field, so Skill Drain won't affect them. And Skill Drain is really good against other decks, so they won't be able to use their monsters. And a lot of decks are reliant on their monster effects. And then we play the Solemn Brigade. We play 2 Solemn Strikes, and 1 Judgment and 1 Warning.
Pretty
that's no explanation necessary.
And now you have some interesting decks.
Yes, well actually I'm playing these. So 1 of this and 2 of these.
Explain, why do you play specifically these cards?
Well, you can summon this by using continuous spell, trap cards and monsters. You summon it on the field. When it dies, he will summon another monster. I will show you in a bit. And it's unaffected by spell, trap and monster effects when you tribute all 3 of those. And it's just a really nice beater. And well, I actually only play this because of casual level. Otherwise I would replace these 3 cards for 3 Ash monsters.
And what does Waterfall of Dragon Souls do exactly?
This one searches one of these 2. And if you draw this and you have 2 of these in hand, then this one isn't dead, because you can discard these cards to draw cards. So
it's never a dead engine.
No, it's never a dead engine. Absolutely. Well, it's really annoying, of course, if you draw all 3 of them, but yeah.
Could be worse.
Alright, so let's go to the extra deck. I'm playing 1 Naturia Exterio, and 1 The Last Warrior from Another Planet, and 1 Crystal Wing.
Which is mine, by the way.
Yes, I forgot to bring it. But these are actually your the targets for this one. You can, if this one dies by your opponent, you can summon one of these. It requires to be either a Synchro, XYZ, or Fusion, which has the Wind, Earth, Water, or Fire attribute. And these 3 are really good to summon with this one. So negating monster effects, negating spell and traps, or preventing your opponent from summoning any monsters. And then we have 1 Trishula and 1 Vermilion Mech. Trishula, of course, really good. You use Ghost Ogre to summon these, and well, they come in handy occasionally, but they're just in there because I have a lot of extra deck space. And then we go to the XYZs. I played 2 Phantom Knights of Breaksword to get rid of monsters. If you don't use your spell trap cards, or your opponents won't be able to
I
Or
always
as annoying spell trap cards, you can use this one to.
I always said this was your favorite card besides Omega, of course.
Yes, of course. I really love the Phantom Knights. So when they get their BA link, then I will be playing this deck, of course.
We also get it in dark. We also get the Dark Link soon, so
Yeah, that's also yeah.
it's not the Burning Abyss Link, but hey, it can help.
Yeah, I can help, but there are better targets like the Noble Knight Link monster, which can search a warrior type. Then we have one Ghost Trick Alucard, and one Levier, and Grampulse, and number 47. This one to steal games where you can play around people setting a lot of cards or having a lot of monsters on the board. You can just use this effect on itself and kick for 2000 directly.
Like against crawlers.
Yeah, for example, against crawlers. If you don't have the spell cards to half your own cards, then you can use this. Then one Grampulse to get rid of back row. Levier, a lot of your monsters are getting banished, so you can summon this to get one of those monsters back. It's not really good, but yeah, it's just an extra card. You can occasionally use this. And a card to get rid of also back row and set cards. And then for the last cards are the Link monsters. Play one Decoy Talker, one Uncloak Target, and two of the Link monsters from the weather cards. This one is really good. You can it has 3 pointers to the bottom, so that's you're opening 3 extra deck zones. But the best thing is this one points to the zone, so if you place it like this, then these 3 zones will be used for your the weather cards. So when your opponent uses a card or effect, you can banish one of these the weather painter cards, and then you can just negate that card. So yes, this is a really good negator, and you can tribute itself by banishing it, and then negate a summon.
So Elva, this was your deck profile.
Yes, this was my deck profile. You can find the deck on the site. Link is down in the description below. If you want to look through it, there will be there's a casual breakdown of how I went with this deck.
And of course, soon on the website, very much combos, test hands, and more from all the decks of our members.
Yes.
Elva, thank you so much, of course. And what is the only thing that you have to say to our audience?
Praise the Omega.
Indeed.